We see that Renato Terry and Jeffery Xiong, they are two of the players with the perfect score, and they are facing off in the 6th round. Renato Terry, who is amazingly, sensationally just an IM.
Yeah, I mean, it's some countries, they don't have as many tournaments where you can try to play for the Grandmaster title. And then there's other situations where you really do have maybe a level difference where you're significantly stronger in Blitz and Rapid, and he's a strong classical player, but clearly his forte where, you know, he can compete with the best guys. It's these Blitz events.
He's playing very, very quickly, as always.
As always, he has his openings, his setup. He's really solid, takes advantage of little mistakes, and just frustrating to deal with. A frustrating style. Doesn't give you much.
And it's also going to be interesting to see what kind of level of ambition these players have now that they do have a perfect score. If they're still kind of obsessed with that, or if a draw is more likely, like how focused are they on the fact that they have a perfect 5 out of 5 so far. We've only seen Magnus win the tournament with a perfect 11 out of 11, but today is a very good opportunity considering the fact that so many of the favorites have kind of dropped off. And maybe one of these two guys can go the whole tournament without losing.
Yeah, I don't think they're thinking too much about the score because pretty much when you start out 4 out of 5, whether you win, lose, or draw, you're playing extremely strong players for the rest of the event. I've had situations where I lose and I play someone higher rated. There's the chasing pack. There's guys with 4.5 right now, players with 4.5, like a Hikaru that, you know, are catching up. So the pairings don't get any easier. You're just trying to maximize your score. The one thing for sure, though, is you don't need to take unnecessary risk. It's a good start, and consistency is pretty big, especially when not just on an individual week, your points add up for the split. And so having a good high average will put you ahead of many players.
And I'm getting some news that Sina Movahed, who had a perfect 5 out of 5, was not paired for the 6th round, likely due to some internet or connection issues. That's heartbreaking and so sad for him, who was in the lead. I've played lots of Titled Tuesdays. I've been close to winning it, but I can't say I have an excuse that I've been disconnected. You know, like you never want to see that. You never want to see someone out of the running because of something like that. I mean, this is such a big opportunity for a lot of the players. This potential EWC qualification or SEC, and Sina's a really, really, really strong player. I expect him to be much more of a household name in a year. I feel like he's already become somewhat of a household name just because his name is so iconic for playing chess. Sina Movahed, like that is just fate right there. But really heartbreaking that he was not paired for the 6th round. But that does give these guys an opportunity to climb even further ahead if they can win. Who would you say has shown the most ambition in this game so far?
It was an exchange French. So generally people make fun of the exchange French. If you're playing the exchange French, which I've done before, that can't be associated with ambition. Even if there's a couple of good lines, no, the French has many rich positions that come from it. And this isn't one of them. It's a bit more symmetrical. The main difference is white has the bishop pair and the double G pawns. So I'd say Jeffery, just by playing the French, would be the more ambitious player.
And I also feel like the French had a bad reputation, and everyone was so surprised to see it be played in the World Championship match where Ding actually used that opening. And then I feel like it's gained a lot of popularity. Do you think that the World Championship matches affect kind of trickle down into the other openings of other players?
Definitely, it does influence it. I mean, so much is published on those games, so many people looking for inspiration. Fabiano's also played the French, and Amana and I are French players. That's what we grew up playing, and even played it to a fairly decent level. So even if we don't play it as much anymore, our background, we have that French opening experience. It's a love-hate relationship, but happy to see it featured a little bit more.
And how important is this extra 45 seconds that Terry has right now on the
Terry's
clock?
generally always up on the clock, so I'd say important because it's a huge key to his success. I'd say what's more important, though, is the position is opening up a little bit. And as white, you'd love to eventually decide to be ambitious, push the c-pawn up, because the bishop pair gets stronger when the position opens up. You'd love to induce an exchange on the c-file and have some potential to push in the center, open up this dark squared bishop. In the meantime, he's not playing that yet. He has plenty of time to do that, plenty of time on the clock. Love to find a way to create some weaknesses. That's why he brought the queen over to the f-file. Yeah, Terry's a very good practical player. Knight moving in, that gets rid of the bishop pair. So that is an accomplishment for Jeff. And now I feel pretty okay with black's position. The time advantage is...
Yeah, it's disappeared.
Yeah. Oh, MVL lost round 1 and has won 5 in a row. So that's very good. He's going to need a bigger score than some other players potentially because...
Tie
breaks.
Yeah, the tie break system, we've discussed it many times here, that the fact that the players can kind of drop out after a couple of rounds if they don't feel like it's going well, it's affecting the tie breaks quite a bit. And yeah, you don't really want to be completely dependent on the tie breaks. You'd rather control your own fate, but at least...
That's a cool trick here. If you take the knight, the other knight slides in, forks the king and the queen. But unfortunately, it's not forced. But what Xiong is doing here is looking to trade off the queens. Sorry to interrupt. That was just a moment there where...
No, always interrupt for the chess. But it was a very cool trick, but kind of sad that it didn't amount to much more than that.
No.
And the left side of the board has been locked down. How is anyone going to make any progress here?
Well, white will struggle to make progress here because you look at your bishop and you're kind of, stuck behind your own pawns. You can try to open things up. I think this is just very, it is just very equal. Equal doesn't always mean a draw in chess, and in 5-0 chess and Titled Tuesday chess, it certainly doesn't, because the players decide to both be ambitious and they play on. There's a good chance someone's flag will fall.
Yeah.
So we'll see how ambitious the players are in the next, I'd say, 30 seconds. The one idea you might have as white is to reroute your knight around the board and to find a square that attacks the weakest pawn in black's position, that B pawn.
And I also feel like it's a huge advantage to have like a kind of a many move plan, because then you can just kind of do so many moves, and it's kind of like playing hot potato where you're just throwing the move to the other opponent and they have to spend time while they're trying to come up with something. And we do see Terry, he has gotten the knight there.
He has, but now his bishop's stuck because Jeffery locked up the king side, so there's no way to attack this knight, which means Jeff has done a good job of defending that and is looking to maybe bring his own knight to the edge of the board.
Oh, so now it's like a dance of the knights.
But if there's
defend the different pieces in time?
Jeffrey's up on time here. He's got knights. Knights are trickier than bishops, typically in time scrambles. The thing is, the position's locked down, so 50 moves would lead to a draw. So at some point, if 50 moves, one side, if they want to play for a win, well, they can't push a pawn. They'll have to sacrifice a piece or something. Yeah, the evaluation isn't changing, but sometimes you see the players maneuver like this. They'll burn 30, 40 moves, which could equate to 30, 40 seconds. Then with 10 seconds on the clock, they're confident in their time scramble abilities.
Oh, but it's a draw.
They've repeated. That's fine for their tournament, yeah. It's not a...